Hello, everyone. My name is Andreas Diaz. Today we have another spectacular Andreas pop culture versus retrospective slash review. It is on 28 Weeks Later, the 2007 post-apocalyptic horror film in the 20 Days Later film that I love. Is a direct sequel to 28 Days Later, my personal favorite horror movie of all time. And it stars Robert Carl, Roseburn, German Renner, Ezra Alba, Catherine come on, and of course, Image Poots. So there's a very quick summons. It's set after the events of the first film, depicting the efforts of the United States-led NATO forces to establish a safe zone in London, and the conscious of and then the focus on the two young simply breaking protocol to find a photograph of the mother, resulting in the reintroduction of the raid virus into the safe zone. Oh man. Okay, another respective slash feel on another film I have mixed feeling for. Man, 28 weeks later. Okay. I seen the first film, love it. You can also see my review on 28 years later. Love that film. You know, I think it's definitely second best. And then 28 weeks later, my third and least favorite of the series. Look, I think it's a decent horror thriller. There's great moments. Some of the performances are good, but in terms of emotional connection, like the first one, is not here. If you really want the horror vibes and the thrills, this really does at least deliver that. But if you want, compelling characters and story, it it's really lacking here. First off, despite I mean, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, despite prisoner Andrew uh McDowell is back, but 28 days later, creative team Alex Garland and Danny Boyle did not came back. They were committed to another film. They said they did was Sunshine. And now Bowler became a executive producer, and apparently he did do the opening, so it makes a lot of sense because that's the part where it felt more 28 Days Later vibes. But then we got a new director, Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. He did a decent job directed the film here. I don't have a problem how the film is. My biggest one is just the writing here. I think the writing here is really weak. Um, the I mean, so many of these characters are doing the one-on-one horror tropes, and it's so annoying. First off, Don leaving his wife, from the infected is not a good way to be sympathetic to the character. Understand, look, you have to get rid of your compassion as one of the viewers, when they were viewing this, made a lot of sense. But but then you do not go to, see your wife that was brought back in quarantine and pretty much is a carrier of the rage virus and get yourself be infected. Now you literally you got yourself infected and literally gonna make the rampage during the safe zone thing. So really awful, horror trope. Then you got the kids, which is not compelling. When I did my review 20 years later, I think that movie did a really good job of doing the family aspect. I think Spike was a much interesting lead kid than this boy, uh, what's his name? Andy, very funny a name, and then Tammy. I think Tammy had potential. I just wish. Imogen Poots is really good. She's great in Green Room. Uh, when I saw with my best friend, Miss Flamingo, Kristen, but I don't think she is not giving enough to really shine as an actress. And then you got the other ones like Rose Byrne and Jeremy Renner are great actors, but they're playing stereotypical soldier slash scientists, and they don't really do much besides just protecting the kids from the hurt of the infected. And then Ezra Elba is just the genetic soldiers, that general looking over the District 1 safe zone here. And that's it. And yeah. And what doesn't help, and it's really hard to review this because of the sequel, the third one, the 28 years later came out. It totally, not retcon, but they spent back from the ending here where uh a group of infected people have emerged from Paris, and like if even this the virus has spread to the mainland Europe, but we got confirmation from that movie that they went back to the quarantine of UK for the majority of the 28 years that happened in that timeline. So that's the thing is this movie feels kind of superfluous. We don't really get a confirmation or like update about what what happened to Tammy, Andy, really. And I think that's a shame because I think there's potential what they had here. I mean, having a kid having the similar thing like her mom, like having the um, same what's it called yes, as atomic carrier is a very neat idea, but it doesn't. It's so like just a MacGuffin and just doesn't really go anywhere. So that's we don't really carry that over the next sequel. So don't really expect that. But I let me before we end up ending this review, there's great things. I mean, the opening of the infected attacking the house in the field is fantastic. One of the most iconic pieces in this franchise that I think people know of. I mean, first up, really helps for this movie that unlike 20 years later, I don't think I mentioned it, but it's good that I mentioned it now. John Murphy's music is here, and he does use um the in the house in a heartbeat, and it becomes the theme of this film, and it's really gorgeous, and the soundtrack here is great. I like how he expanded that, and yeah, the 28 theme is like, really iconic. It was really sad that they didn't bring it back in the 28 years later sequel, so it was really annoying they didn't do that. They only brought one piece from uh, the scene when uh Jim got his first interaction with the infected in the church. That was the piece they brought back, which was weird. So yeah, and I thought the POV of the infected was really cool. I thought the cinematography was really great. And you didn't like the 28 Days Later cinematography. I think this one and 28 Years Later does a better job in terms of the uh uh you know cinematography look. But yeah, yeah, what I did, what I don't, I maybe I need to check what I rate. I mean, I guess I should rate this like a 6.5 out of 10. I did say that one of the comments I did with one of these Instagram that did a ranking for the 28 years later. I kind of like gonna skip that. Gonna keep that as I think this is a 6.5 out of 10. It's decent, nothing special. It doesn't really achieve the phenomena that made 28 Days Later great or what made it special for me. So that's my review of 28 weeks there. So thank you everyone for joining me in my review of 28 weeks, 28 weeks later. I'll be back for more Retrospective slash review in July. I can't believe it's almost over. June, very successful time in my channel. Hopefully, excuse me, I'll keep up the amazing work. So I'll be back. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button and like button, and I'll be back. Ciao.